Hello, I'm Damien from Game Innovator, and today I shall be bringing you a slice of history this time around. Yep, it's going to be an official scenario using, well, whatever information has been made publicly available to recreate it to the last detail. It's going to be the first and only stealth plane kill in history using the S-125M1 Neva for NATO SA 3B Goa system. So this one right now. So it was done during 1999 during Operation Allied Force in the Kosovo War. It was done by Zoltan Dani, or rather, he was the fire commander of the SAM battery that shot down the F-117, and yeah, it was quite something, I suppose you can say, given how crappy the SA-3B is. It's very much a very, very short-ranged SAM system, but what the hell, let's see if we can make it happen again, eh? And yeah, today's music is also going to be some old Yugoslavian stuff, and don't claim any ownership of it, it's just there for convenience, bizarrely enough. So there we go, get the ball rolling. Operation Allied Force. So there's Zoltan Dani, I'm pretty sure that's Zoltan Dani right there, looking quite spiffing indeed over the wreckage. So the pilot did survive, so, and funnily enough, they're actually, well, according to the history that I read about them, they're apparently good friends now, so there you go. What an odd series of events, to say the least. Very serious people there too, so yes, there you go. Anyway, so yeah, we've actually got a couple of other scenarios to explore within Operation Allied Force, as you can see, but for the time being, yeah, I'll go for the historic stealth plane kill. So, yeah, we just selected right there, and it's a real pain in the ass to carry it out, I'll say that much. But what the hell, screwing around with the SAM system a bit, let's see if we can make it happen. So we'll just turn that on, turn the antenna on, get it to transmit. Usually you don't want to be transmitting immediately, but fuck, it should be fine. So we arm the missile, it's on, antenna's good, going to be launching from the northern launcher, represented there. So yeah, looking good, and did actually play the scenario a bit before, so I know roughly what to do. Just get this thing angled properly. So if you notice actually on this particular radar, the acquisition radar, there's already a radar return there, but that's actually a bit of a red herring. If you try to go after it, even if you manage to get it with your fire control radar, or whatever the hell they want to call it, we'll just call it the fire control radar, even if you manage to lock onto it, it essentially never really enters your SAM range, basically. That's 10 kilometers, 20 kilometers, that's, yeah, 10 kilometers spacing, and the SAM system has got like 20, I don't know, a bit over 20 kilometers range, which is not much to speak of. But that's alright, that's only a red herring, we can ignore that. We'll set up everything so that when the real target appears, we should be ready for it. So we'll set the range bore sights between 15 and 20 kilometers, and we know from official data that the F-117 tends to fly at around 8 kilometers altitude. If we didn't actually know that, then it'd be near impossible to detect it with this thing, because you really need to have the altitude set at least somewhere in the ballpark of where the F-117 should be, because it's a stealth craft. Now keep in mind that stealth craft are not actually completely invisible to radar, it's just that their radar cross-section is much smaller, which means they're still detectable. It's just that they sort of need to be right on top of you almost for you to freaking detect them. In this case, for the fire control radar, it's going to be about, yeah, 17, 18 kilometers, which is pretty freaking small range to say the least. Also enabled the auto launch as well, so that once we set everything up and have it locked on and all that, the SAM system will automatically fire as quickly as possible, provided that it's within the launch envelope. So thankfully we can speed things up, because it's going to be a minute or so before we actually see the F-117 pop up on this acquisition radar. So we've still got that radar return there. Notice actually that there's nothing reported around here, so this would be the plotting board where our, I think, the early warning radars would be set up to show, you know, stuff at longer range, but nope, they haven't picked up whatever the hell this thing is, and I mean that's less than 30 kilometers away from our radar, for God's sake, and the early warning radars that are positioned around here are not picking it up for whatever reason. Maybe we don't even have early warning radars, I don't really know, but in either case, also I'll give you a little visual treat as well. Oh, there we go, there's the target right there. But I won't be in range for another few, well, not for a few minutes, but for a minute or so again. But yeah, as for the visual treat here, the latest version of the SAM simulator actually does have the cut optical black and white long range camera, whatever the hell they want to call it. That's essentially what it is. It's simulated for a couple of SAM systems, so for the SA3B and I think for the SA2E. So we'll just turn it on right there. There we go. So unfortunately, if you just have a look at the time, yes, it is 20:32 in the scenario. So it's 8:32 PM. So as you can see, the visibility is going to be god awful. But once we do actually lock onto the F117A, we'll be able to see something happening on the screen there. We can also zoom in and out a bit as well if we desire. A bit of visual artifact there, but oh fuck it, what can you do? So, where is it now? Okay, it's there. I think it's time to... I don't know what this screen is actually for, I just selected it by accident. But anyway, it's time to ready up the missiles. I'm doing both launches just in case, but really we're going to be using the northern launcher, because by the time we can actually aim at the F117A, it's going to be around here somewhere when we actually start to fire at it. So it means the northern launcher can fire it, but the eastern launcher shouldn't really be able to, but what the hell, no harm in arming both sets of missiles anyway, just for the hell of it, because the launchers on this system cannot fire backwards, otherwise they'd hit the radar with the way they're positioned. So let's just get this thing. So this is the just aiming. This is the azimuth indicator. Basically, we're just doing a quick scan of the fire control radar, trying to pick up the F117, but it's probably far too far away at the moment. Our missiles are ready, so they've been, their gyros, I believe, have been spun up. Very important to spin up those gyros. And yeah, we're transmitting to get a, get a signal to bounce back and actually detect the bastard. So yep, he's just over 20 kilometers range. So now, what the hell does that do? Jesus, I didn't even know I had that screen there actually. So I don't know what that does. Don't know what that does either. But that's alright. We don't need to worry about that too much. Just worry about what's happening here. Yep, it's time to get into range. Time to get this thing to scan a little bit more. Stop screwing around. This is serious business, obviously. And let's see if we can detect this thing. So yeah, we're just getting it to sweep through, waiting to get a return blip on this. We do have, yep, set to between 15 and 28 kilometers. Altitude. And there we go. Now getting this thing to actually lock on it is a real pain in the ass as well. But we'll see if we can make it happen. So there's that tiny, tiny return. And yep, now it's gone again. So yes, very much pain in the ass to get it to lock on. And it needs to be really close for me to lock on as well, actually. Much closer than a regular target. Because normally we'd be able to lock on now, but nope. Nope, so we have to just try bit by bit until we can actually get the bastard to lock on. Pitch, fucking what? Shit, that is fucking horrendous. Just screw around the range gauge a bit too. Shit. Get this thing centered and... Oh, you gotta be shitting me. Okay, now it's definitely starting to get to a die. Yeah, I don't know why. Maybe I need to get the actual range bore sight on it, but according to the instructions, I don't actually need to do that. So I don't know why the fuck it's doing that. But that's alright. We managed to get it to lock on, and fuck it, let's do a manual launch. I don't think we'll be able to get it though, because of the amount of time it took to fucking lock on. But I think actually we do need to get the range bore sight a bit closer to it, even though it doesn't actually say that in the instructions. It just says we have to get the azimuth and altitude bore sight to lock onto it instead. But well, whatever, let's just get it to do that. Yeah, there's no way we're going to hit that. Well, we hit something. I'll be very surprised if we actually hit the target though. I don't think we did. And yeah, that missile didn't even detonate. Ah well. Well, no problemo. Let's see what happens. So that's the probable impact point. This is the max range. This is the minimum range. So let's have a look. Just get that there, perfect. So full flight of that, blah blah blah. So target distance 16 fucking kilometers. Oh, what do you know? F-17A Vega 31 hit by SAM, missed distance of 80 meters. Wow, okay, I'm surprised we've managed to hit it actually. Still though, historically it was not just hit, it was actually taken down. So what the hell actually, let's see if we can try that one more time and see if we can actually get the lock on a bit sooner and yeah, see if we can, I don't know, I suppose recreate the scenario a bit more closely. Just close that. So unfortunately we have to restart the simulator, otherwise for some reason it doesn't actually reset every part of the SAM system itself if you just go back into it, so that's alright. We'll just close that. There we go, there's the documentation for it, very spiffing still image there, very nice. Just open it back up again. Not bad music actually. There we go. Okay. Alright, try that again. I was pretty freaking close there, but I believe I need to get 2 hits on it in order to really take it down, at least with the way that I'm playing it anyway. Yeah, well, whatever. Try that again. So freaking close. Anyway, turn it up. Transmitting. Normally you don't want to do this until the target is really within range, but we don't have to worry about electronic countermeasures for this particular scenario, so I'll just keep it on all the time, really, just to make it easier for myself, really. So, missiles armed, on. And yeah, it's all good, GQ. Once again, set the fucking action. There we go, set that to short range mode. Set the bore sight, if I can get it down. So I think it was a little bit closer even. I think that should do the trick, hopefully. And set it to 8 kilometers. Predicted target altitude. Automatic launch. Easy. Alright, well, let's see if we can make history again. Oh god, just imagine trying to use one of these things in the field. I mean, this simulator, of course, does tend to be as realistic as it can possibly be, realistic down to the switch. I mean, even using actual photographs and simulating as accurately as possible what the displays and such would have looked like. But obviously, that doesn't really compare to actually having to use these things in the field, especially, you know, with the knowledge that you could get bombed out pretty much at any moment. I mean, imagine that, you could get blown to smithereens with not that much warning, apart from maybe detecting the aircraft on radar before it bombs you, but you know, you wouldn't actually have any clue as to, you know, when the bombs might reach you, if there's anything even heading your way even. You might have a bit of a clue actually if there are harms reaching you, because I think I'm pretty sure they at least pop up on the thingy radar, the fire control radar, so that would be this, and this as well, but I'm not really sure if the acquisition radar here would actually display that. But in either case, whatever, this one's popped up here, so as you can see it was actually detected a little bit beyond 30 kilometers, which is pretty piss poor range really when you get down to it. But that's right, we've detected it, that's what counts. Now we just need to wait for it to get a little bit closer before we spin up the missiles to very melodramatic sounding music. So a little bit more. Basically wait for it to get within 20 kilometers range really, given how close it needs to be before we can lock onto the bastard. I mean, it's a very, very close shot to make, as you can tell, especially, I mean, basically, you're basically meant to just center this thing on the target, then it should be able to lock onto it, but I think given that it's a stealth target, it needs to be done at a far closer range. I'm not really sure if the range bore sight has got anything to do with it either, but in the case, he is almost within 20 kilometers, so let's Prepare the missile gyros. And we'll start the infernal scanning. So there we go. This thing actually has like an alarm thing that we can use. Pretty sure that the SA2F and SA2E have got like little alarm switches that you can throw. But yeah, maybe one of these things does that, I don't really know. Oh, and we got that as well, which God knows what that does. But anyway, so missiles I believe have just been prepared. This thing is getting closer and closer. Shit, it's go time. Let's see if we can actually get this thing to... Ah, there we go. Okay, to lock on. We can get the... Oops. Shit, okay, well at least that should be a bit closer. Let's just get that. Oops. Get that there, and yeah, let's see if we can try lock on again. Okay, just want to start getting detected. Perfect. There we go. And what the hell, let's turn on the camera as well. There we go. So there's the first missile off in the background. There's the second missile. Jesus, those things really fly radically at first. So there we go, heading straight towards the target. I can't even see it on the optical camera, but they're heading towards it. You can see that. You can see the close-up view of that. This is the elevation indicator, by the way. So first missile has exploded, second missile has exploded. You can see it there. You can see a blue silhouette there. And yeah, as you can see, it's not looking good for the F-117 that's up there. The fact that we're getting these periodic white flashes probably means that it's on fire. And as you can see, the height is now dropping like a stone. This indicates how close it'll pass to us. And its speed is very slowly going down as well. So keep in mind that 300 meters per second is about the speed of sound, I believe. So going at 1/3 Mach, basically. But yeah, it's on fire, dropping like a stone. I dare say we actually managed to do it this time round. So there you go. Quite the visual treat indeed, I think you'll agree. Definitely glad they put in the optical camera in the newer versions of the SAM simulator. Gives you a bit more of an actual, well, it just gives you a bit more of an actual visual of what's actually happening there. And it can actually function as its own method of target acquisition, and for when you don't want to use the actual radar to acquire the target, so you can actually use the camera itself. It's incredibly hard to use though. I haven't actually done it too seriously myself though, but from what I can tell, yeah, pretty freaking hard. We'll do that at later points though. What matters is we managed to strike it down. So let's have a look at the result. Get this thing over here. Okay. Third night of the Operation Allied Force Raid against Serbia. So target distance of 15 kilometers. I mean, that is incredibly close range when you get down to it. But anyway. So elevation is 31, azimuth 255, the altitude just below 8 kilometers. We're using lead guidance. Two missiles were launched pretty close to each other. So let's have a look at what happened. So the F-117A Vega 31 hit by SAM, of course, missed distance of 92 meters, but the second SAM did manage to kill it off at a larger distance. But of course, when you combine the accumulated damage of both missiles, well, that, as you can see, is more than enough to destroy the SAM systems. To destroy the plane in this case. So there you have it. A better result compared to the previous round. Yeah, very tricky to pull off, but definitely very possible. God, the fact that they managed to do that in the field is still something short of amazing. But yes, I mean, it's rather terrible, of course, that they were fighting in the first place. But well, what the hell? I suppose at the very least we got a little bit of history, a bit of a history lesson as a result, so that's something. And yeah, we've also got well, we can also preview what the character camera would see as well, actually. So what the hell, actually, I might just show that to our edits. So there it is right there. We'll just zoom up a bit. That's the close range there. So this is if the target is at a distance of 2 kilometers with the zoomed in camera. Epsilon is the target's, vertical tilt. Beta is their horizontal tilt. So go. This is what an Su-22 M3 would look like from this angle and distance. RS Prop, RM, Cessnas. There we go, the AH-64 Havoc helicopter, I believe. And what do you know, the F-117A itself. Too bad we didn't get to see it at 2 kilometers distance. F-16C, F-111F, Mirage 3, F-4E Phantom, Corsair. And I believe some of these planes are actually in Wargame Red Dragon as well. So, yeah, pretty sure the Intruder is. Pretty sure about the Skyhawk as well. I'm not sure about this. I think a variant of this might be. I think the MiG-25PD is as well. And, well, there you go. Back to the beginning. So, there you go. Quite the visual extravaganza that I've treated you to there. Pretty damn sure you should be thankful, in fact. So, anyway. So, there you go. More SAM simulations to come. Whole bunch of different systems, scenarios, and nuclear weapons to be featured in the future. So, let me know what you think. And until then, I shall see you all next time.